Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is day 2 of our goal getting challenge, and I'm glad that you're here, whether you are live or catching the replay. I'm so glad that you're making time to really take charge of your future and your life in these wild and uncertain times. My name is Suzanne Castle. I am the creator and founder of the Brilliant Collab and the Sparkle Factor. And really, I was thinking about my own goal. Yesterday, we were really trying to uncover 3 goals that we have and the cost of achieving that goals. And I was thinking to myself that, my goal, one of my goals is to help people and teams creatively unleash a different way of being. And I do that through collaboration, through interesting ways of leading meetings, etc. And the cost of that for me is a lot of leisure time and finding ways to do something different with my time. Let's face it, I would much rather be watching Outlander sometimes. I love that show. Than working on my business. But for right now, I'm on a mission, and my mission is trying to help creatively connect people through collaboration and leadership strategies. And so that's part of my cost. So let's see if you're here with me. Let me know that you're here online. Leave a comment. I want to remind you of a few things before we dive in. A reminder that today we are going to talk about systems versus targets. Systems versus targets. And part of day 2 is we're really focused on making things happen. So in 5 days, my hope is that we are really pushing ahead to slay goals with strategies that actually translate into that, making things happen. So I want to do a special shout out to Miss Megan. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Micah. Thanks for being on live with us. So the nice thing, yesterday, Megan got a special goodie, and another one is coming at the end here today. So if you want to comment like Micah just did, do a shout out, ask some questions, let me know you're here. That's how I choose who gets a goodie. I'm not going to tell you what it is till the end, but I kind of scroll through quickly the comments on the feed and count quickly, and that's how I choose who gets the goodie. So for showing up, taking action, and making sure that people know that you're here, I'm rewarding that. Do want to make sure that you do have the workbook. If you had trouble downloading the workbook, let me know so that I can share with you, get you moving and shaking on that. You can drop a comment or email me, and I'll make sure that you get that. And hey, guess what? If you send me a picture via email, I'll text, you can post in the comments on this video of your workbook pages each and every day, or, just let me know how the work went. You're going to be in a raffle at the end of the week for a very special high-level goodie. So already, I want to just shout out to Melissa. So yesterday, Melissa was charging ahead last night, shared her action steps with me. So don't wait. And then Chris also sent me some fabulous work too. So I'm just a reminder to get on that, and I will draw on Saturday. Remember, drawing from the names of people who tell me about their work every day. So make sure that by Friday evening, you've told me how your 5 days went. You can wait till Friday and do it all, or you can just snap pictures or let me know how it's going. That's how I choose who gets in the drawing. Woohoo, can you feel me on this Tuesday? Wasn't yesterday awesome? We talked about deciding what you want. Remember, we were singing that song, What You Really, Really Want, in the background. And we talked about calculating the cost, like I did at the top of this. And 2020 has just been a doozy. Am I right? And so when you're thinking about restructuring, when you're thinking about altering your course, when you're determining your next steps, it's absolutely crucial that you do it in a strategic fashion. So I just want to scare you with something for just a minute. We only have 29 more weeks in 2020. So Micah says woot, probably not to that. Megan says awesome to be here today. I second that. But can you imagine 29 more weeks to slay your goals? I mean, it's just beginning summer. We're all living into the hotness. Heck, outside of Denver today, it's snowing. Like 2020 is just weird, right? So if you're thinking about your next weeks, your 29 weeks. How are you going to slay your goals? That's what we're going over today. We're going to be talking about the benefits of systems over targets so that we can be that goal getter that you want to be. Happy Tuesday to you too, Melissa. Typically, when people think of goal getting, they think of setting a goal that they will achieve by a specific time and then working until they reach their target. I want you to think about that for a minute. Is that what you've been taught? Set a goal, set a time achievement, and work until you reach that target, right? I don't think that works very well at all. Here's why. When you only have an endpoint in mind, the only time you feel like you accomplish something is when you actually reach your goal. So until then, you feel this tension, this sense that you're not really going anywhere. You're just spinning your wheels. It's a very difficult place to be for sure. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about a time when you have tried to think about a goal, you set a time frame, and you either did or didn't achieve it. Just kind of put that in your mind for a minute. If you didn't reach your goal, I know for me, I get discouraged along the way. Or maybe even you experience some symptoms of burnout, especially if it takes a while to achieve your goal. Yes, Micah, a really good comment. Break up those big, hairy, audacious goals, right? But when you've got a certain target in mind and you've got that date and then you don't get it and it takes a while to reach your goal, it is just setting you up for failure. Is anybody feeling me? Let me know out there. Anybody feeling me on that? So what I have found is that it is so much easier to think about rather than picking a specific target or picking a specific goal. It is way, way more effective to create a system for yourself. Now, I know already you're like, oh my gosh, like that's what the world is like trying to crack open systems. We're trying to dismantle systems. I don't need one more system mucking up my life. I get it. I get it. But on this, you need a system, right? So stick with me for a minute. Okay. Here's how this works. You have a goal in mind. That was yesterday, right? You calculated the cost. That was also yesterday. Now you need to create a system of small, easily repeatable actions, like Micah just said, that will constantly push you toward your goal. So let me give you an example of this. Okay, here's my example. Let's say that you want to write a 40,000 page book. 40,000. Now that's a big, awesome, scary goal, right? 40,000 pages. It's also kind of overwhelming, right? Until you create a system. So I was thinking about this and I created a simple system this afternoon on my Post-it note right here. So a simple system for writing a 40,000 page book could be something like this. Committing to writing 500 pages every day at 6:30 in the morning. That's it. Now, I was breaking that down, and you could probably write a 40,000 page book in 30 to 60 minutes, 500 words. It's really 500 words is not that hard. It sounds daunting, depending on your writing speed. So let's say 30 to 60 minutes every day at 6:30 in the morning. And if you followed that system, you would complete your book in only 80 days, just 2.5 months. So let me say that again. You would write a 40,000 page book in only 80 days or 2.5 months, whichever easier, of giving between 30 and 60 minutes a day. Right now, you should be putting that mind blown emoji in the comments. Did that just blow anybody's mind? One, the fact that I did math, but two, that it's that easy. That's the power of a system. Small, repeatable actions lead to huge results. Small, repeatable actions lead to huge results. You might need to make that your mantra. Yes way. Yes way, Micah. Micah says no way. I say yes way. Small, repeatable actions lead to huge results. Do the math yourself. So maybe go back to those goals, write the cost, and maybe think about how can I break this down in a math way to reach that goal? What does that mean? Because if it seems too big and too scary, it literally will just put you in a place where you can't move, right? You just get paralyzed from that. You already know what you want. You already know the cost to get there. You did that work yesterday. So now you need to create your system. So if you want to get in shape, for example, create a small system of exercising every day. If you want to deepen relationships, create a system for having one meaningful conversation every week. If you want to lose weight, create a simple system for cutting a small amount of calories out of your daily diet. This doesn't need to be complicated, but it does need to be easily repeatable. So if you make the step way too complicated, what? You're not going to do it. My problem with goals is that sometimes they're limiting, right? And granted, if you focus on one particular goal, your odds of achieving it are better than if you have no goal at all. I do get that. But you also miss out on opportunities that might have been far better than your goal. But systems will help you simply and completely move you from a game with low odds to a game with better odds. And I will take those odds every single day. If you're with me, let me know. Just type the word odds. You see, with the system, you are less likely to miss one opportunity because you were too focused on another. Does that hurt? Does that truth hurt you somewhere? Because it does me. It's really easy for me to have this shiny object syndrome. But if you've got your system and you have your goals mapped out and you know your cost and you know what your simply repeatable small action steps are, it makes it easy to stay on track and stay focused. You see, with the system, you're always scanning for any opportunity without taking away from what you're actually doing. Thank you, Megan. Odds. Micah says odds. All right. Now, there are obviously, I do want to say from the outset before somebody calls me out, there are obviously some special cases where goals are useful. I get it, okay? If you plan to become a doctor, for example, and you have the natural ability, then by all means focus. But for most of us, we have no idea where we're going to be in 5 years. What opportunities will arise in the next 5 years? Or even what we'll want or need in the next 5 years. So our best bet is to move from a place of low odds to a place of better odds, which means living someplace that has opportunities, paying attention to your health, continuously upgrading your skills, your networking, perhaps dabbling in lots of different areas, and making time in a system for those goals that you're willing to give up the cost factor for. All right. So in your workbook, you're going to work through creating your own system. Don't get paralyzed. Make it, just take your time, go step by step. You may not have it totally done at the end of the day. That's okay, but that's also why I'm here. So reach out for help, okay? Now, before we dive in, Micah says she loves a good system. Me too. Melissa, you're with us on the odds. Glad to hear that. That's great. But before we dive in, tomorrow, I do want you to share one of your goals as well as the system you created for achieving that goal. Okay, this is where we get into some accountability here. So you can comment, you can come back to this video and comment. You can email me. You can Facebook message me. You can text me. Just grab your workbook for day 2, get cracking, and then let me know where you're at. Now, if you do need help brainstorming a system that relates to your goals, just hit me up. All right, we are all in this together. Okay, so to help you along, to create that repeatable system, I have a special set of pencils. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm a big pencil freak, right? Because pencils mean I can erase and start over. So I have a special set of pencils with sayings to remind you that you can do this every single day. So let's see who's going to get this goodness today. Let's see. All right, overwhelmingly, it is Micah. So Micah, I will be popping those in the mail to you. Way to go, way to take action. I'm so excited. Tomorrow, we're going to be diving into the amazingly helpful topic of programming your habits. Programming your habits. Here's the thing, it helps to be a robot. All right, so that's just kind of the teaser for you for tomorrow. My name is Suzanne Castle. I will be back here live and ready to rock it with you. Thanks for being here with me. See you tomorrow. Go slay your goals.